near and dear to everybody. We ended up passing $1 billion tax increase. We tried to get $1.5 billion. I said we, the legislature. $1.5 billion. That was too big of a lift, I guess. We thought we were doing $1 billion, and somehow or another we messed up. We only got $900 million. But don't worry, they say it's only 6 cents additional tax per gallon. Well, you know, the day that we in the Senate passed that bill, it was a 70% increase in your gas tax, had you been taxed per the law. Now, the governor back in December, how many of you knew that the governor signed an executive order dealing with gas taxes in December? 2 or 3 people. It was a very interesting move. The governor, Sonny Perdue, had done that a few times. When gas prices were going up, he froze it at the previous level and prevented them from going up. Now, the governor can only do that subject to ratification by the General Assembly when we come back into session. But that was to keep your taxes low. In December, gas prices were going down, and the governor did the same thing. He signed an executive order freezing taxes at the previous level, which artificially inflated your gas tax. The news media didn't say a thing about it. Anyway, so whenever you consider all that, maybe a 6 cents per gallon increase in taxes, but it's $1 billion or $900 million, the largest tax increase in the history of Georgia, whether you look at it in dollars or as a percentage. So anyway, it's been pretty interesting.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain your reasoning about voting against the transportation bill, which raised our taxes about $19 million?
$19 million. Well, that was $1 billion tax increase, the largest one in Georgia history. I voted against that measure for this reason right here. I thought that we could have come in at a lower excise rate. I think we could have brought that down. And for full disclosure, I was a yes on that vote if we could have got the excise rate down to 24 cents. Matter of fact, I think we were doing a live feed on the Paulding GOP at that time, kind of saying, here's some amendments that are coming forward. I'm going to go as a yes on this vote at 24 cents. When it comes to fixing our bridges and our roads, I 100% agree. We've got to do that. But when it comes to other things that are defined as transportation, I thought we were getting very, very broad in that definition. And when you got bike paths and airports and various things, we need to fix our roads and our bridges. And another thing I didn't like on that particular measure was this. There was an aspect that didn't allow local communities to vote on rail projects, on whether or not those projects were going to be taken up in the community by referendum. There was another amendment that was coming for that bill that the amendment would have said, we're just going to allow local cities and counties that are local communities that are entertaining rail projects or high-speed rail projects, mass transit projects coming into their community that would allow them to vote by referendum whether or not they wanted it. And that amendment was struck down. When the 2 amendments that were struck down, the rail and lowering it to 24 cents, at that point I was a no on the vote. I thought we could have got out of there with a lower excise rate and accomplished the goal of fixing our roads and bridges. And I think that we should have given the local communities a referendum vote on whether or not they wanted to introduce mass transportation or rail into their communities. So that was why I was a no on that vote.